Hello and welcome to West Wales, and in this video I'm unboxing, and I've got some lovely fibre that has come from Benridge Woolworks, and all the fibre here is going to be for my rare breed Spindle. But this is very special fibre because this was actually bought with the proceeds of the Buy Me a Coffee account that I have that goes with this channel. And so huge thank you to everybody who has bought me a coffee over the last few months. This is what you bought, and I'm going to open it up and we'll have a little look at it. If you're new here, my name is Becca and I'm a hand spinner, knitter and dyer, and you are very welcome to my very echoey conservatory. So I'm recording this pretty close to Christmas, so this probably will be the last video before the new year. So I just thought I would take 2 minutes to say how very grateful I am to everybody that has watched over the past year, who has left a comment, who's been kind enough to buy me a coffee or give me a super chat, or just let the ads run through the middle of the video, because that is another way that you say thank you to me. I do try and keep the video length so that they don't have too many ad breaks in them. I think a couple of videos ago it was quite a long video, there were loads of ad breaks, so I sort of went out and removed them, which honestly I didn't really realise I could do that, but I can just have 1 or 2 ads, and I want to try and keep that to a minimum so we've got a bit of balance between content and adverts. Now, sort of on that subject, I am going to talk a little bit about my word of the year. And every year I try and have a word that is not a set in stone thing, but just a way of guiding my creative practice. And last year it was story, and this year it is balance, because I definitely bit off more than I could chew for a few kind of months over last year, and I was trying to do all the things, and I just have to tell myself sometimes, sorry, put my teeth back in, I have to tell myself sometimes, you cannot do all the things. As much as I want to and I love them, I just sometimes have to say, nope, just stop, just enjoy the moment and enjoy what you're doing. So yeah, balance is my word of the year. If you have a word of the year, love to know what it is. Please feel free to leave it below, and yeah, enjoy. So without further ado, let's open this box. I cannot 100% remember what I ordered. I know one of them's Boré, but I can't remember what the others are. Oh, look how this is packaged. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so we have Border Leicester, then so Bolwyn, that's a Welsh breed, and that's lovely, very dark brown, really beautiful. Yeah, squishy, nice. Ah yes, Castle Milk Moret, is it Moret? I think that's how you say it. And that's a really nice oatmeal colour. Don't know how well you're going to be able to see these. I will unpack them a bit better in a minute. And this is the Boré. So, okay, let's look at these in a bit more detail. Okay, I'm going to unpack this one, which is the Boré, or is it Boré or Boré? Yeah, Boré, I think. Okay, so I was really interested to get this one, really excited about this. I am reading Jane Cooper, The Lost Flock, which is all about the Boré sheep, and I'm really enjoying it. This is a library book. I actually asked the library to order it for me, and they did, which I think it was sort of £1.10, something like that. And then this then goes back into circulation in Pembrokeshire. And I did think, I'm just going to read this once and, you know, I won't want it in my bookshelf. I'm sort of changing my mind. So how am I, about a quarter way through. Yeah, I think I might actually have to buy myself a copy because I am really enjoying it. And there are bits that I know I want to go back to. It's a great story. If you are interested in hearing a bit more about Jane Cooper and her project to find the lost flock, then she was interviewed on the Long Thread Media podcast, and I will link that below. And yeah, it's really interesting, and she goes into a bit more detail than I can possibly do in my little kind of 10-15 minute video, however long this is going to be. And yeah, if you really are interested, I can highly recommend this book. Well, so far, as I say, quarter of the way through, but absolutely loving it. So I'm going to leave a link for this book in the description below. And yeah, if you can persuade your local library to order it, more's the better. But otherwise, like you say, you can buy it via my link if you would be so kind. Okay, so let's have a little look at this parcel. And I ordered 100 grams, and this is carded rather than combed. And it's a nice, you can see it's a really nice bat. There you go. And it's quite, I would say there's a fair bit of lanolin in this. I can smell the lanolin. But it's not an unpleasant smell, lanolin. And it's this beautiful oatmeal colour. I hope you can see that properly. So this, because it's carded rather than combed, then I will be spinning this in a woolen style. And oh yeah, I'm highly impressed by this. And yeah, so I will leave a link for Benridge in the description. Their postage, I would say, took a bit longer than, say, World of Wool does. World of Wool is really quick, but they are a smaller company, and it was around Christmas, so I absolutely can forgive them for that. But you know, World of Wool, it's not quite next day, but it's really quick. They are a little bit slower, but that's fine. It's not a criticism, it's just an observation, so that if you are ordering from them, just so that you know. So probably spinning this lot up for the spin along is probably going to be February, I would think, because I really found that trying to do one a week was just too much, because I actually want to knit them up, and it's quite a long process. So when I started, I was thinking I was going to do one breed a week, and that was going to be fine. It's absolutely not fine, and as my word of the year is going to be balance, then I think the spin along will do a different breed every 2 weeks, and then hopefully I won't get behind with my own spin along. Although, as it was pointed out to me, gosh, who pointed that out to me? Oh, I've forgotten. The trouble is that people's names on here and people's names on Instagram are sometimes a bit different, and so I'm not quite sure who said it to me, but you know, there is no behind. It's supposed to be a fun project, don't worry about it. Yes, you're right. If you're new here and you've not heard me waffling on about this rare breed spin along before, then what I'm aiming to do is over the next, I think it's going to be more like 12 months than 6 months, I'm going to attempt to spin some fleece or some fibre from all of the rare breed sheep in Britain. And that's the Rare Breed Survival Trust. They have a list of 27 sheep breeds that are under threat of becoming extinct, I guess, is the kind of, you know, the sad fact of it. And I want to try and encourage people to explore them and use them in their fibre arts. And for me, it's quite selfish, because although I've been spinning for a really long time, and I was actually looking back because I couldn't quite remember how long it is, but I think it's 2006 when I did my first spinning course. I've been spinning a long time, but I'm not a very technical spinner. I sort of got to a point where I was like, oh yeah, that'll do, I'm fine with that. And now, as I've got a bit more time, I'm sort of semi-retired, I actually want to go into a bit more detail and become a technically better spinner. And also I'd like to pass on some of the things I've learnt. And maybe, you know, I'm getting on and it's my own mortality. I kind of thinking, oh gosh, you know, how much longer am I going to be doing this? I mean, quite a long time, I guess, but, you know, I'm in my 50s, so, you know, I'm nearer the end of my life than the beginning. So I just kind of thought it would be a good thing to document and raise awareness. yeah, and share and build community and all good things like that. On that sort of note, I'm also at the moment writing or rewriting, if I'm absolutely honest, my website, which kind of existed for about 18 months, and I must have changed the content 6 times during that 18 months, and I just wasn't happy with any of it. I let it go. And sort of as soon as I did that, I really regretted it, because I was like, well, Rebecca, what you actually should be doing is documenting the spin-alongs, the natural dyeing, the acid dyeing, all those things that you do. And, you know, it's not a kind of, I'm never going to be a millionaire making a website about that. And I fully accept that. That's not what it's about. It's about sharing a passion and making sure that these techniques and these cheap breeds and just the whole world of fibre arts has a voice, and there is a community, and it's vibrant, and I just want to pay my little tiny bit in that, because it brings me so much joy. I love spinning. It is my happy place. When I sat at a spinning wheel for the first time, I suddenly felt at home. It was like, oh, this is what I was supposed to have been doing all my life, which sounds a bit crazy because I kind of do lots of other things, but yeah, I find it mindful, relaxing, and it is genuinely my happy place. Now, I also did learn how to drop spindle, use a drop spindle, and that's kind of day one, 101, how to learn to spin, start with a drop spindle. And I very quickly decided that although I can spin with a drop spindle, that wasn't really going to be my thing, and I moved on to a wheel, and I used an Ashford traditional to learn on. Then I bought myself a Louet, and I can't remember, is it Louet or Louet? Louet. I always want to kind of not pronounce the T. Louet. I bought a Louet wheel. The name escapes me. Didn't really get on with it, so sold it again, and then bought the vintage Ashford traditional that I spin on now, and have been spinning on that for about 16 years, because I kind of had the Louet for a bit, and I just didn't really click with me. And nothing against the wheel, lovely wheels, but it just didn't really, I didn't really get on with it. But I knew I liked the Ashford traditional because I had learnt on it, and yeah, I've been happily spinning on that ever since. So on the subject of spindles, drop spindles, I'm going to link a lovely channel below, and as I'm sitting here recording this, her name has just disappeared over there somewhere, and I'm going to put it on screen because I can't remember her name. Anyway, I'm going to link it, and she's got a really great tutorial and video on how to use a drop spindle, and particularly if you've never done it before. So I'm going to leave that in the description, and I'll put her name on the screen right now. So that's going to be it for today's video. All that is left for me to do is say season's greetings, however you celebrate this time of the year. Have a wonderful time. Feel free to drop me a comment. I'm on Instagram. I'm kind of a little bit sporadic on Instagram, but I do see the messages. So say hi. Have a lovely, lovely festive season. Get lots of crafting done, and I will see you for the first of 2025's videos, which is going to be part of the spin along, and it is Lonk, L-O-N-K, Lonk, which I kind of, in my head, sounds French, really not French. Anyway, that will be the next one, and I will see you then. Bye bye for now.